Hello, it's Perry Peacock with Wilderness Innovation, and I'm up here showing you camping, but I'm going to show you a little bit about some of what I've been experimenting with. Sometimes I have showed some of those things in my camp videos, but some people complain that they don't want to see my crap on their on the video. They just want to see camping or whatever. But so well, I'll just kind of keep this separate, then make its own video. But anyway, so this this video is about using our ponchos, a hammock, and some of the stuff with setting that up. All right, this is one of our fleeces. And this isn't really on here to keep things under wrap or anything, but it's just anyway. I'll show you why it's on there. And in fact, I think maybe I'll show you the fleece part first. 3 or 4 weeks ago, we were at the Boy Scouts camping out in the sand dunes out in the West Desert, and it was just howling up a windstorm, just sand. You're just breathing it, you know. It's just crazy. So when I went to bed at night, I used my hammock tied in some junipers, and I wound up throwing my fleece over top of me over a ridge line, and I found that took care of all the sand that I felt like I was just breathing in. And actually it worked pretty nice. It even rained on us a little bit that night, and I didn't even know it. The fleece just handled it all. I didn't even know till other people told me the next morning. Okay, so this time, like I was telling you how I did it out on the sand dunes of the desert, I usually always throw up a ridge line just to hang my knife and light and stuff like that on during the night or other things. But I just threw it clear over the ridge line. But I thought, well, it might be better to let it lay right kind of more on me. So what I did was I draped it over me, and I used the hood tie from the hood and wrapped it around the ridge line and put a toggle through it just to hold it in place. And then that made it so when I got into here, I just slide that back like that. I get in and then pull it over me. So you see, now I'm in here. I'm all comfortable now. I just pull this thing up over me like that, and now I'm good to go. I'm fine. I can lay on my back, my side, whatever. And now I'm all the way inside of here, and this thing gives me a covering. Now underneath me I have the underquilt snapped in, and so I've got something under me, and now I'm turning this into my covering over top of me. And by doing this, it lets it kind of lay on me and then just drape over the sides. I always know when I've slept well at night because I don't get up to go to the bathroom in the night. And I think I've said that in a couple videos before, that's one of the things. The more you toss and turn in the night, the more your body fluids swish around everything and they wind up in your bladder, and then you got to go to the bathroom. But if you lay down, you just fall asleep and you're gone. Everything's just kind of sitting there, not moving around, and you find that more often than not, you sleep straight through the night without getting up to go to the bathroom. So not only that, but I know I didn't get up or wake up in the night. I just slept till morning. So this was very, very, very comfortable, really nice. And up here, it's on the ridge here, it's very breezy. It can be calm, and then it can just gust and really blow like crazy. So this thing did really nicely. All right, so let me show you something else that I did here. Now, I didn't do this till just now, or just a few minutes ago. But anyway, the way I slept last night, I just threw this thing over me. The only thing I did notice is when I woke up this morning, this thing had pulled down some, and my toes were sticking out. But I had my nice thick acrylic socks on, so wasn't like I got too cold or anything. It wasn't cold enough to wake me up. But I thought, well, it would be nice to be able to hold this end up a little bit. the end where your head is easy because you're there and you sense it. Now the other thing I did do was right here on the bottom on this end. I snapped these two snaps together. They're double-sided, so you can make it work. And that way I was worried about this thing shifting in the night and then just falling off. So I thought at least with that it would keep it there. But if you take now this is a MIDI clip, so this is the little bit larger size here. So I just put that in the middle of this and then engage that thing, and then now I just take, this is just a cord that's actually holding the hammock up, and then I just take like that, throw yourself a couple half hitches in there like that, and now this thing can't come off of you, so you know you're good on your foot end. You'll tell on your head end. I didn't have a bit of problem with it falling off of me or anything like that. It just stayed right in place down at that end. You know, all around in these trees and through here, there's still patches of snow in spots that are, just haven't got hit by the sun yet. In the night, if it gets a little chillier, I could just pull it over me. And, it works pretty nice. One of the things is because you're laying kind of down in here, this thing doesn't lay right on your face, Now, if I wanted to, I could use, here I'm just ad-libbing this. If I wanted to take another one of those MIDI clips and say clip it right here and then tie it up the same way like this, then I could have that thing positioned over where my head is if I wanted this a little more off of my face. So this is on the fly stuff right here. This is just my little brain running here. So let me show you the other thing I did here, which is kind of cool. All right, so now here's the other thing I did. So if you look here, this is a poncho out of ATAX AU, the Arid Urban camo pattern, and I have taken, this is the under quilt that I've been using on my multicam PSSL, and I just snapped it. Of course, it doesn't matter what color, they all go together. You can put whatever color on whatever poncho you want, they'll all fit. So anyway, I just snapped this onto my AU just because I wanted to use the AU last night, just for something different. Well, so then what I have here, if you take a look, this is my multicam poncho. Because the snaps on the underquilt are double-sided, I'm using one side to snap to my poncho that I'm using as a hammock. Then what I do is I use the other side to snap a second poncho over top of the underquilt. But what I had to do, because the snaps that are here on the head end don't match what's left over. In other words, what's the part that's left over on the underquilt doesn't match what you'd need for a second poncho to go over the top of there. So what I did is I flipped the multicam on end for end. So this is the head end of my AU poncho and my underquilt. This is the foot end of my multicam poncho. And you can see that right here because, see, the head of this thing is facing that way. So my head is that way. So what that does is that puts the right snaps right here, the male, the stud right here to match up to the socket. So now all I do is I take my multicam poncho and I snap those snaps up, and the only place right here near the middle, there's one spot where the snaps won't match up. So you just skip those and then keep going. Doesn't matter, it holds up just fine. So now I have a poncho that I'm using as a hammock with an underquilt snapped to the outside of that, with a second poncho snapped over the outside of the whole thing. The reason why I did it was an experiment. Because up here, like I was saying, I'm up on the ridge, and this is just a little grove of trees right here. So you look out there, that's what it looks like. It's just sagebrush and other kind of little brushes and stuff like that. So that being the case, what I was thinking was, I'm right here in these trees that's kind of towards the outside of the little grove right here, and that wind blows right across through here. So my concept last night to experiment with was, why not try snapping a poncho over the top of the underquilt, and now the wind cannot get through that at all. So now I've created a totally sealed barrier in there that the wind cannot get to. Now because it's also a separate piece, it actually has the effect of developing another little atmosphere inside of there that kind of traps things as well. So I mean, it really was very, very nice. And so anyway, so that's what I was tinkering around with here, was this combination of adding a second tarp or a second poncho over the top of the underquilt, and then adding the fleece as a cover layer over the top of the whole thing. And this is really, this is a lot nicer to sleep this way than I thought. And the beautiful thing is, this kind of setup right here, I mean, if you already have our gear, you can already do this. You don't need anything else. Other than if you don't have a MIDI clip or something, you know, you might want to get one of those or something, or a couple of them maybe. But other than that, this is just stock off the shelf, you know, just hooking it up. We had some gusts at times, you know, probably 20, 30 miles an hour or so, blasting through here. And I'm down in this thing, I'm not feeling anything. I mean, I am isolated from it. I was nice and warm, but I didn't feel like I was confined and closed in. So anyway, that's what I've been experimenting with. This is just a heads up, just some stuff. Like I say, if you already have our gear, you can do this right now. And so anyway, get out there all you can, enjoy the outdoors, enjoy the gear, have fun, be safe, be warm, be comfortable, and enjoy the stinking outdoors. It's great. Perry Peacock, Wilderness Innovation. Have a great day.